Hello, Flosstube, and welcome back to Fairy Tales and French Knots. I'm Erin, your cross-stitching librarian host, here to talk about cross-stitch and a few other rants here and there, maybe another craft or two, you never know. Today is, I believe it's Sunday, the 26th of December. I've been on vacation from work since last Thursday. And, we've entered that time of the year between Christmas and New Year's where, other than, daylight hours, you really don't know what day it is, especially when you work on an academic calendar and you have school age children. All you know is that people are hungry and there are no clean socks, and that's it. So, we had a pretty good Christmas, relatively low key. Actually, the week before Christmas, we had to have one of our pets put down. Our cat was 18 and not doing well, and it really was the kindest thing we could do to, make that appointment with the vet and say goodbye. So, Pumpkin has crossed the Rainbow Bridge, and we miss her a lot. But at the same time, I don't have a cat who's peeing on the basement floor 2 or 3 times a day, and in some ways, that's a relief. So, anyway, on to stitching. I've been pretty busy, always working on small projects. I mentioned in my last few videos that I had done some craft sales and had not the greatest results with them. However, one of my coworkers actually bought a bunch of my finished jar wraps and a jewelry box for her granddaughter. So that was kind of a nice little windfall and gave me some room to make more. The other thing that helped that is that Michael's had their scented candles on sale, 4 for $10. And those jar candles that those candles are exactly what I needed. So I sent word to all my friends and coworkers locally that if they'd used up a Michael's scented candle or something from Bath and Body Works, from one of their big sales, or from Yankee Candle, I would take their jars. And now I find myself a bit inundated with empty candle jars. I may have overestimated my ability to stitch that many things, but I did put one more together, and I thought I'd show him off as my final Christmas project. Here he is. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Come here. There he is. He is a little bear from Owl Forest Embroidery, actually. It's from a Christmas Bears freebie chart. I stitched just the Papa Bear in his little sweater, which is super cute. And I swapped in some hand-dyed floss. I believe this is Weeks Turkish Red, and the yellow in the border is Rami's Mommy's Mustard. And found this fabric, which I thought coordinated very nicely. The jar is actually brown glass, so there he is, all done, all tied up. Little snowflake that was a leftover from some other project. I don't know where it came from. I found it in my craft box, so all set. There he is. And then, of course, I got some things in the mail. I did not get any Stitchy Gifts this year. I rarely request them. Um, my husband and I both have our own hobbies, and we are both guilty of indulging in the things we want when we want them. So, he doesn't request a whole lot of gaming accessories, and I don't request a whole lot of stitching accessories because if we've wanted them, we've purchased them ourselves. So, on that note, the things I have purchased include the Forget Me Not sampler from Victorian Motto Sampler Shop. I saw this in one of the stash unload groups. Someone was getting rid of theirs. I missed it. So I then, went looking for my own and found it in Nancy's Etsy shop, which I can link below if you're interested. So there it is again. I just think the blues are absolutely lovely there, and it is all DMC colors. So that was one of my new acquisitions. I also got, thank you to those of you who are Black Needle Society members and have posted things you've gotten in your boxes. Uh, I'm not a fan of like surprise boxes, but since Black Needle Society does have their vault where you can go and buy individual things, well, then um, I picked up the Savor Life chart from, I honestly don't know which box, but I really like the quote, Savor Life and all its magic. I even have some purple fabric, I'm sure, because purple's one of my favorite colors. So I'm pretty sure there's some purple fabric in my stash that would work. So yes, that was acquired thanks to all of you box opening nuts out there who show off things. I also got the Pirates hand-dyed flosses from the Pirate Pack, and I think that was it, although I really liked the winter welcome that I just saw Geeky Witch show in her planned New Year's starts that she got in the nice box. I'm guessing they had a naughty and nice box. And of course, after seeing her open that or show that off, I immediately went to the vault to see if it was there for me to buy. It was not. So I'll just keep an eye out for that one. Because I don't have a subscription to the whole box, but an occasional purchase here and there is nice. The other thing that Geeky Witch also showed off was she's going to do the 12 in 12 hour start, 12 starts in 12 hours that Pam and Steph, actually, I think it's just Pam, if I was watching the video correctly. Steph is not going to play the game, but Pam is. Anyway, watch Just Keep Stitching and you'll figure it out. It's 12 starts in the 12 hours leading up to midnight on New Year's Eve. Kind of like Geeky Witch, I have a child and really can't commit to that kind of schedule, but I, of course, will have some New Year's starts, I'm sure. Anyway, one of the things that Geeky Witch mentioned was the Wheelbarrow Kit, which is a Sharon Verbos kit from Celebration of Needlework 2020. And I also have that kit and I've actually finished it. So I thought just to further entice those of you who might have it, I would show mine off. And here's my Wheelbarrow Kit. Let's see, I guess it goes this way. There he is. I actually added the little bird. This was a bead from my husband's grandmother's jewelry box. She had a whole necklace full of them, and they were given to me when she passed away because people thought I would make things with them. And every so often, they show up in my needlework. So there he is. There's my little wheelbarrow. I also stuck some pins in it because they were pretty. So all set. I think I actually put some Velcro in the bottom of the wheelbarrow to try and keep the little pin cushion from slipping out. And from the looks of it, yeah, it seems to be holding. So that was my own little addition to the project. So there's that. Let's see. Other things that I have acquired in the past month since I was last on camera. Project bags. I seem to have become a collector of project bags. So I actually have only collected 2. So not completely crazy yet, but I found this one, which had classic books on it, and I'm a librarian. How could I resist this, right? So this one is currently empty. Means I need to plan to put a New Year's start in this one. And the other one is from, I believe I got it from Ragtag Quilt Art on Etsy. I'm not sure, but it has these cute little owls inside. I just thought they were adorable, and also one on the tag. And right now, this was going to be one of my starts from last year, so maybe it will be a start this year. It is Flowers Awake from Karen Kluba at Rosewood Manor. And the quote on it, which is really hard to read on this fabric, is, I can't even read it while looking at it. And she doesn't have it written out inside. But it is, oh, awake, thou wintry earth, fling off the. Basically, it's, winter's over and flowers are coming. Okay. I remember looking it up when I saw this pattern at Celebration of Needlework several years ago. She actually had the model out, and there I could read it. And what I really liked about it is that it's a celebration of spring with no religious overtones. I don't really like to stitch the, God has brought forth flowers kinds of stuff. So when I saw this, it was perfect. And obviously, I am not going to stitch it on this fabric because it's so hard to see. And the fabric called for is barnwood. It's a PTP Picture This Plus fabric. And what I have is not barnwood. It is a no-name fabric. Oh no, wait, here it is. It is dark chino from R&R. So I have, and it's in a 30 count, and so it'll be a little bigger. I noticed that some of my browns get a little lost, but I'd rather the browns blend a little, or I can always swap them out for something else instead of the green lettering. And I believe I walked around at celebrations with all the floss and going up to every fabric vendor and comparing until I found one that made me happy. So anyway, new project bag and a new project in it. So that'll be good. Other than that, the only other project I have pulled out right now to start for the new year is a kit that I picked up last year when I went with some stitchy friends for kind of a little mini getaway in the summer when we thought, maybe COVID had abated enough that we could all spend some time together. We got a hotel room. We got 2 hotel rooms at a hotel kind of central to all of us. We brought our own food. I made a crock pot full of pulled pork. And then we made one trip out to a little stitching shop in the area. And I picked up this, which is Nikki's Creations Butterfly Kit. And little teeny pin cushion, nothing big, but everything you need is in there. It looks like possibly not the flosses, but it's got the fabric, the little butterfly charm, all that fun stuff. So that's something I'd like to start this year. Other than that, just the usual pile of my modern folk embroidery sampler that I showed in my first or second video. I haven't touched it since then, so no point. Same with the Seaside Angel. She's still beautiful. I still love her. Haven't touched her. The Moon Sampler, I'm still working on that. I did find a tiny start that I made sometime between COVID starting and this date. It's Ursula Michael Japanese quilt line. It's not worth showing off. And then the one that I've been working on most evenings right now is this little, it's a bright needle design called A Winter's Night. And it was one of the Remember the Ladies kits from Kreinik. And it's all charted with milk paint, which is a silk mori. And here's the kit, which did not come with fabric. And the fabric that it called for, I I don't know off the top of my head, but I didn't like it because it's brown, or it looks brown in that picture, and it just did not make me happy. So I am stitching this on gray, and yes, some of the blues get lost, but I think it's okay once the, like that one house over here has blue in the center, but since it's got the light yellow around it, it still shows. So this little guy will be hopefully finished soon. I will say I'm doing it on 40 count, and I love 40 count. I love the way it looks, but dark 40 count and working on this in the evenings is kind of enough to just, I do one or two floss lengths and then I fall asleep. So it's taken me a while, but I'm going to keep working on that. Maybe I can have that done by the end of the year. Really, I've just got a couple trees and then the text in the border of snowflakes. So there's a possibility I could get that done. Um, I did have to pull out, if you saw me post it on Instagram, I had where it says snowflakes for stars. I had that all stitched, and I realized I was off I was either high or low by a row. And when I counted over to start my border, which is where I screwed it up, um, then I had to tear everything out because it just didn't work. So I got that, going. And I also don't really love the silk mori on 40 count. I'm not sure if it's me or if I need like some thread heaven or something, but it gets very fuzzy very fast. And that bothers my perfectionist side. So, anyway, that's where I'm ending the year right now and getting ready to start the new one. I hope I can post a little more regularly and that you'll all stop by and share what you're working on. I'll post some links below to the Victorian Motto Sampler Shop Etsy. Also, I got a link to the vault for Black Needle Society since I've just been talking about them. And I think that's it. Oh, and I'll, since I've put in a call out to Geeky Witch and Just Keep Stitching, of course, I'll note their Flosstube channels below too. And I'll see you all in the new year. Bye.